Maybe. There we are.
There we go. Hey, we got some people in here.
Hello, BookTube. So I have no idea how long it's been. It's hour 19.
19 hours. It's hour 20 starting now.
Of the 24-hour readathon. And how's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're pretty well enjoying what we're doing. I'm not enjoying what I'm reading very much right now, but that's all part of it.
Yeah.
Janelle, I think you had a book you didn't love that you finished last night, right?
Oh yeah, what did I finish last night?
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was called.
Oh, I finished A Vow of Silence last night, which was good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't yet come across a book for March Mystery Madness that I didn't enjoy. And I'm pretty good at, I'll DNF. If I don't like a book, I'll just put it down and find another one. So, unless, of course, it's, for, a read along or something, but yeah. So the one that I finished last night was, it was set in a convent in Cornwall. And so it was written in 1990. And so I kind of had it in my head that it was going to be like a cozy mystery. I was expecting that. And in a way it was, but then so Sister Joan was sent from her convent to this other convent to make up the numbers because something about their rules said that they have to have so many nuns or whatever.
Okay.
And so she goes, but she's also sent there by her mother or whatever, because she'd gotten a letter and there was something just a little bit off going on in the convent but they're not really sure. So she goes there to try and suss things out. And then stuff comes up about the solstice and a mother goddess. And she's like, this doesn't sound very Catholic to me. And it really started to get these Dan Brown kind of vibes to it. And I was like, oh, that's not really what I was expecting, but yeah, let's go with that. So yeah, it was fun. It was different from what I expected, but I did like it.
Okay, good. So
something I'd enjoy.
So anyone who isn't in the 24-hour readathon may not know, who we were bringing on, but we've got Janelle from Too Fond of Books. And we've got Christine from An Autistic Reader. And Christine, you've done this. This is what, your third time doing the readathon with us?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
they're really fun.
Yeah, we have a blast with these things. We do usually once a month. This month we're doing it 4 times. Next week will be Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. Instead of Saturday to Sunday. We did it Saturday to Sunday because we had plans yesterday and those plans kind of fell through. But we went ahead and left it on Saturday and Sunday because we didn't want to change it at the last minute. But Christine, what have you been reading?
I am working on The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo by Stuart Turton.
I've been wanting to read that. Yeah.
So far it's good. I'm only 102 pages in, and it starts right off with everything kind of hitting the fan, with the mysteries and death and, wondering what the heck's going on. And so, there's build up, but it's fast paced so far. So I'm really enjoying it.
Good. Yeah. That's that book. I've been seeing that. I see that cover all the time. It's a really popular book. I see it on advertisements for book club books and stuff like that. So I see that a lot. Okay, what's that?
It's Breezy Ann. She said she couldn't join the readathon officially because she worked most of the weekend, but she's reading this afternoon. That's all that counts.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like me. I've gotten nothing read today practically because I was helping my mother with her house where she's moving. But last night I got a good chunk of
Time of
Death read, which is by Susan Wittig Albert. She has a long series. They're all about herbs.
think it's about 30 books, isn't it?
It is a lot of books.
Yeah. But very few authors can keep up a series for 30 books and do so effectively.
This is like 5 or 6 in the series. So there's every title has a flower or an herb in it, which I like. I love that. But I also I read a lot of the Belgariad yesterday, and I wasn't supposed to.
She's supposed to be reading a chapter a day.
I'm supposed to. Yeah, I'm supposed to be trying to read a chapter a day just to make it last throughout the month, and I read like 7 yesterday. Oops.
Yeah. So, what I've read is in this book right here, The Complete Sherlock Holmes. This is the Barnes and Noble paperback edition. What is Barnes and Noble in Canada? It has a different name, right? The same company.
Is it the same company? I don't know. We don't. I mean, we don't have a Barnes and Noble. We have a huge chain store called Indigo.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're the same company or not.
No, I don't think it is the same company. Okay, I was thinking something else, but yeah, I was thinking so. But this is.
We've also got McNally Robinson. Could there be a connection between those two?
There may be. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I was thinking there was a Barnes and Noble offshoot in Canada, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've read so far. Where's it at? A Study in Scarlet, which was great. The first half of it was great. I didn't care for the second half. It wasn't even a Sherlock Holmes story.
It gets weird, right, Scott?
It does. It gets really strange, and it doesn't really make sense to the story at all. I'm not sure why the two were put together.
Yeah.
And then I read Adventure of the Speckled Band. And that is a great story. Have you read that one? I love that.
That's a good short story. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a really good. The ending didn't really do it for me, but I love the rest of the story. It's really cool. I have trouble with the science of some stories, but this is from 1899, 1900, something like that. So I can give this a pass. Whereas there's an Agatha Christie book that I can't quite give a pass because it's much later, and the science it was well-known science, and she just ignored it.
Oh, she should have known better.
Yeah, I love Agatha Christie, but that bothered me. But But I've been reading that, and I've also been reading some Father Brown stories, which are great. I love the Father Brown stories. These are the first 2 Father Brown stories I've read too.
I've never read any of the Father Brown stories. I watched the show. The show's great.
The show's quite different from the stories, because the show, they decided to just set them all in the 50s and have him stay in one village. But in the books, in the stories, he moves around a lot. They're quite often all over the place and much earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah. Well, the stories were written in the 20s. Most of them were written in the 1920s, I think.
Earlier.
Really?
Yeah. Earlier. Wow. Yeah. His very first collection's from 1911.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I wonder if they did that because it's easier to film.
Yeah, surely. I mean, yeah, it would be harder to make something set in the early 1900s than it would in the 1950s, because you would almost have to get rid of automobiles and and a lot of things. But Chesterton is a great writer. He is a blast to read. I like his stuff, and his sense of humor. Man, his stuff is funny. Father Brown is a hilarious character.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't read any of that.
Yeah, I got mine on my tablet from Amazon for I think $3.99 for the complete the complete stories, and there are a lot of Father Brown stories. There are tons of them, and I didn't realize that there were that many. Yeah. But they are a blast to read. Is our sound okay? sometimes we have issues with our sound.
Yeah, it's all right.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Have you read
Good.
any
Probably.
Father Brown, or have you read any Chesterton short stories that aren't Father Brown?
I haven't. This is my first foray into Chesterton at all.
Okay.
So I'm excited that I'm just getting started, because I know there are tons of them out there that I can read. He's mostly known for short stories, right?
Yes, he primarily does short stories. He has a few novels, short novels, but he mostly does the short stories. I have a lot of short story collections, and I've read a couple stories of his that aren't Father Brown, and I really liked those ones too. I just really like his writing style. He writes a really good mystery in a short story format, and that's not easy.
No. Yeah, right. It's not easy to set up a mystery in 20 pages. You know, I mean, to me that would almost be impossible.
Yeah.
Do you write? Do either one of you write anything?
No, I want to. No.
Yeah, Becky writes. I don't write. It's something I would love to try one day, but I just haven't had the courage to sit down and write and think I'm not going to hate what I'm putting on paper.
Yeah.
But
I've tried, and I can get like 2 or 3 paragraphs, and then I just hit a wall and I can't go any further, and so I just end up deleting everything. And
I think I'm a little too critical of myself to write right now. I really am.
You really are.
Yeah. So what, Becky? What do you have that you're reading next?
That I'm reading. Well, for the March Mystery Madness, we're doing the 2x2, and what I'm doing for it is the first 2 books in several different series. So the next one I'm going to be reading is Witch's Bane by Susan Wittig Albert, which is around here somewhere.
Yeah, it might be in that.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's wandered off. I think it's under there, maybe.
Okay.
But it's no, it's not. I've lost it.
Well, we have 2 copies of it. We'll find it.
But after that, I've got these Readaholics books, which I'm the Readaholic and the Stalking Fiasco.
Who
never
writes those? Laura De Silverio. Oh wow.
I'm guessing Laura
De
Silverio. There's only 3 in this series, I believe, and I'm looking for but the covers, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think Cozy Mysteries. I think Cozy Mysteries do covers right.
I like that the Readaholics and the Poirot puzzle.
Oh yeah.
That's what grabbed me.
Yeah, I think that is one of the strengths, especially of mainstream published Cozy Mysteries. I think they look nice.
The covers are beautiful, and I love the titles.
Yeah.
I love a good funny title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you 2 have coming up next? Either one of you.
Go for it, Christine.
I don't know. I've just got a stack of books, and it'll just be kind of whatever strikes my fancy. Probably a cozy mystery next. But I read A Dark and Stormy Murder by Julia Buckley last month, and so I ordered the second book in this series. So I might pull that one up. I also have Death by Chocolate Chip Cookie or something like that, and I want to get so.
Okay. Yeah, Becky loves Julia Buckley.
I sure do. She's one of my favorite cozy authors, actually.
Yeah, she does what? Death in a Budapest Butterfly.
Yeah, Death in the Budapest Butterfly, which is one of the best cozies out there. If you've never read it, Death in the Budapest Butterfly, it's wonderful. It really is. All 3 of those books are actually amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
have you read anything by Lynn Cahoon?
No,
I don't think so. I don't know if you have anything by her.
Doesn't sound familiar.
No. She wrote, it's a Kitchen Witch mystery series. It's a cozy mystery. And the first one is called One Poison Pie. I have it up on my phone. Maybe if I can There you go. So there's the cover.
Again, a great cover.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was just, I mean, that's the one that got me back into cozy mysteries because it's been so long since I've read them. So yeah.
Okay.
You have to look that up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Maybe you can read her this month.
I just found Time of Death.
Oh, you did? Yeah. She was wanting to read the paper copy, but we got her the electronic copy.
Because I couldn't find it.
And it was
This
right
is
on the
actually a
shelf.
thicker. This is the book I'm reading right now, just in case anybody was wondering.
Awesome.
Yeah, great cover.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. The skull and the vines. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Janelle, what do you have next?
Oh, well, I finished that Lost Hills this morning. I finished, well, just after lunch. So Lost Hills by Lee Goldberg. It's the first in a series. It was really good. I think you'll like it, Scott. Unsurprisingly, it felt like I was watching a movie when I read it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me because Lee Goldberg has written a lot for TV. And it's also set in Los Angeles, and so it's a world that he knows really well. But yeah, it was really good. It was really pacey. It had a great character. So it's got Eve Ronan works for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, and she gets promoted pretty abruptly, mostly because the department needs some good PR to get some eyes away from a bad situation. And so a lot of people feel she's promoted beyond her abilities. And then she gets a case, her and her partner, she's partnered with this guy who is like just days away from retirement. So they're a great pair actually, but they get sent to a house and they find blood everywhere in the house, but no bodies. And so trying to figure out, what happened there, where are the people who live in this house? And it was great. It was really good. It was action packed, but also really a police procedural. But yeah, where it went in the story, yeah, it was great. So I decided I needed a new book to start. And so I can't even remember where I heard of this one, Murder on the Marshes by Claire Chase.
That sounds very familiar.
It's set in Cambridge. I've never read anything by this author. But the beginning is very promising. I'm only not even 20 pages into it, but the beginning is very promising, very intriguing. You meet two characters and it's very, I don't know where it's going yet, but I'm intrigued. So
that sounds good.
Lee Goldberg. I'm looking up Lee Goldberg now, and he has tons of books out.
Yeah.
He's very prolific. But here's the cover for Lost Hills. I'm looking it up. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to read that this month.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Probably only the first one. Kindle Unlimited does that a lot. They'll put the first book of a series out on Kindle Unlimited.
Suck you in so that you have to buy the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That makes me mad.
I'm currently on a big kick with Lee Goldberg writes some Monk cozy mysteries. So I'm a huge fan of the TV show Monk. And he wrote for that show. And so he's written
that's what I was about to say. I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And I love that show.
I do too. Yeah. And the books are great because they're exactly right. Like he hits the notes exactly right. He gets the tone right, the characters right. The books are narrated by Natalie, his assistant, first person narration, which is really fun. Because of course,
that's cool.
You have him be the first person narrator. It would be the same thing as if you had a Sherlock Holmes story from his perspective, which takes away from the mystique, right? Like you can't have a Sherlock Holmes character narrate their own story. I don't think it wouldn't work as well.
Yeah. The first Sherlock Holmes story was narrated by Watson, but Watson is so close to Holmes that it doesn't take away from it.
No.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And you need, with a character like or with Sherlock, right? You need an everyman to interpret him for the audience, right? Which is what Watson is, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Natalie is in the Monk books.
Yeah. Natalie was one of our favorite characters.
Oh, she's hilarious.
We liked her in the Chief. He was great. Such a cool character.
It always baffles me when I watch Monk to remember that the captain was the guy in The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my God, I know.
I mean, he's so different, but whenever I see him now on Monk, I just think it puts the lotion on its skin.
Yep. We do too. It's hard to see him in any other way now.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, and I didn't know Monk was also a book series either. So I've only seen a few episodes of Monk, and I have liked it, but I'm definitely gonna look into the book.
Did it start out as a book series?
No, the show was on. Now I'm trying to remember the books. The book series are from like mid 2000s, maybe.
Okay.
So I think the show had been on for a few seasons, and then he started writing the books.
Okay.
And he sets the books at that point in the series.
He wrote a lot of them too.
That one right there is from 2006.
Oh, okay. The first one's from 2006. Yeah, you're right. There are 15 of them.
Yeah.
The last one, wow, he wrote 15 books in a span of 9 years.
Wow.
So, no, a span of 6 years.
He's ambitious.
Yeah, a span of 6 years. So that's 2.5 Monk books per year.
Wow. And it kind of sounds like similar, because I have read a few of like the CSI books that are based on the TV show.
Right.
So it kind of sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's very true. Another one are the Murder, She Wrote books, which those are still being written. As far as I know,
change authors. Yeah.
He wrote some diagnosis murder books too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I loved that show.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in so long.
I know.
He wrote some books with Janet Ivanovich, but I wonder if he really, if she even had anything to do with it. She might have come up with the stories and then Lee Goldberg did the writing, because there are a lot of thriller and mystery authors who do that now. Just put their name on the cover of the book. Like James Patterson. I don't think James Patterson writes much of anything anymore. he might come out with a book every year or every 2 years, but at least he's not going with a bunch of ghostwriters. At the very least, he puts his name and then the other author's name is on the cover.
Yeah,
he has actually made the careers of a lot of authors that way.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure about
Go
the
ahead.
Janet Ivanovich series, because I've read that series that she wrote with Lee Goldberg, because she wrote the first 5 or so with Lee Goldberg, but the series has continued, but Lee Goldberg's not writing for it anymore. It's someone else, potentially her son, maybe. So I think that she may have had more to do with it. I'm not entirely sure. That series is great, and especially the ones with Lee Goldberg. After Lee Goldberg left, they kind of fall off a bit, but the first few in that series they're great. They're so entertaining. They're really funny. Because they're about an FBI agent who has been hunting down this international con man. It's like her life's work to catch this guy. And in the very first book, she finally catches this guy, international con man, Nick Fox or something. And then she's horrified to discover that he has made a deal with her bosses that he won't go to jail if he helps her take down bigger fish. So now she has to work with him.
Oh my God.
Great setup for a series. So it's very international. They're all over the world, and it's really fun.
Okay, yeah, there are 5 of them, and then it looks like 2 novellas to go along with it too.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, so Janet, so it does have a Janet Ivanovich flair to it. Then with that sense of humor, I read the first couple. What are they called? Her series.
The Stephanie Plum?
Yeah, Stephanie Plum series. And I read the first couple of those, and it's mostly about the comedy. I mean, her sense of humor is forefront.
Yeah. The name of that series with Janet Devanovich is Fox and O'Hare.
Yeah.
And I find that hysterical.
Uh-huh.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Fox is the FBI agent. Mm-hmm. Wait. Nope. O'Hare is the FBI agent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is interesting. And Fox is the con man. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. You know, yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up Lost Hills as soon as we're off here. I'm going to get that on Kindle Unlimited because I'm going to read that. Is it very long?
Oh, it's short. It's like 225 pages.
Oh wow. Nice. Okay. That's actually something I appreciate with the first book of a series. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, you know, get your story told. Don't let it go too long. Where I read a book by what is his name? I can never remember his name. He wrote the Lincoln Rhyme novels.
Jeffrey Deaver.
Jeffrey Deaver. I read the first book of his newest series. And while I really enjoyed it, it went on about 75 or 100 pages too long. Mm-hmm. You know, I think more authors should show restraint, but I think publishing companies love books that are 400 to 500 pages. You know, 600 pages.
It's such a commitment, though, and especially if you've never read a book by that author before, you know, like sometimes that holds me back. I'm like, do I want to commit to that much? What if I don't even like the book? It's interesting that you said that because Storm is hosting the read-along of Lee Child's the first Jack Reacher book by Lee Child. And so I decided to join on. And I got it from the library, and I was shocked to find out how big it is. It's over 500 pages.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it right here in front of me. 536 pages.
Yeah.
It's called The Killing Floor. I've read that one.
The new show is based on that. The Killing Floor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on The Killing Floor. That's right.
Yeah. I like the new show.
Yeah, we enjoyed the show. It started with a bang. Kind of fizzled a little bit near the end, but still a good show. So
I'm gonna wait to read the book first before I watch it.
Yeah, definitely.
I like to do that too. Yeah.
Yep. I do that almost all the time, but I will definitely have to get some of the Jack Reacher books read. I like them. Becky's taking a break from her romances to read some mystery this month.
It's torture.
She does love.
Don't you have some romantic suspense or something you can throw in there to?
There has to be romantic mysteries. There just has to be.
Well, we do. Yeah. We have the Harlequin intrigues. We have
there you go. You can read those, Becky. You know, you gotta scratch the itch, right?
I mean, we have about 50 of them.
We have so many to choose from.
There you go.
We find them at thrift stores. That's the way to get Harlequins.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can get them sometimes, 50 cents each. Mm-hmm. I know Sarah at the Bookish Knitter, man, her collection of Harlequins dwarfs ours. But we both enjoy the Harlequin intrigue books. Mm-hmm. They're very good. I mean, the romantic suspense ones are hit or miss a little bit, but they're still good.
Yeah, that's the thing about cozies. Most cozies have a thread of romance to them. It's part of the formula that makes them cozy. Not the cozy I'm reading. I'm not sure what happened there. She's sworn off romance, but that's another thing entirely. But yeah,
it's actually right around the time this book was written that they coined the term cozy mystery and started putting it on book spines and
mid-90s. Yeah,
it was 1996. So I would say that's kind of early. I'm not even sure cozy mystery had been coined yet. I mean, I think it was probably used sporadically, but not as this huge subgenre that it's become.
Preach it, Declan.
What did Declan say?
Because I've been on an alien romance kick lately. Don't judge. We don't judge here. He judges. I don't judge.
You said I judge. I guess I do a little bit. I do like romance, but I can't see the alien romance. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I'm not sure I can explain it, honestly. Yeah, that's a good one. Good one to be reading, Jess. I like the Picture Dorian Gray. Have you ever read the Picture?
Oh, I've read the. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want to.
Oh yeah. It. You know, the great thing about it is, again, it's not a time commitment.
It's a pretty quick read.
120 pages, probably 130 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of disturbing at times, but it's very good. I like Oscar Wilde's stuff a lot, but especially the Picture of Dorian Gray.
It's disturbing along the lines of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I think.
Yeah.
It's
very good. You know, it's not gory and all that. Which
Right.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I read it for the first time last year. Loved it. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is it's without peer in the type of book that it is. Stevenson, man, he could write a story.
Sure could.
I've never read anything by him that was weak. It's just he's great. Whereas I've read some weak H.G. Wells stuff. I haven't read any weak Robert Louis Stevenson stuff. I think he would have been great with a detective.
Yeah.
Hey.
Robert Louis Stevenson. I would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would have been awesome to have a detective. Hey, Christine, have you read any Robert Louis Stevenson?
I have not.
Oh, he's great.
I'll write it down.
Yeah. I was about to ask you if you had any of his Penguin cloth-bound classics, because I know you love those.
Treasure Island was loads of fun.
Yep.
I do have Treasure Island.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't remember the authors for them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He wrote Treasure Island. He wrote Kidnapped. Some of his I can't remember, but The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which he has written. I mean, he has written some classics. His stuff is really good, and it's usually not long. Treasure Island is fairly short.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is very short, like barely over 100 pages.
Yeah, this one, Agatha Christie book I've never heard of.
The Secret Adversary. That's the very first Tommy and Tuppence.
Yep, I've got that on my to read list for this month. Actually, The Secret Adversary and The Man in the Brown Suit. I've got those. I've got both of those.
That's great. The Man in the Brown Suit is so good. I love it.
Yep, that's what I've heard, and I've got the paperback in the bedroom. I should have brought it in here, but that's about to be read by me for the first time. What? I can't read it. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Says you haven't seen Cozy until that alien wraps his tentacles around your waist affectionately. I haven't read many tentacle alien romances. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
Hey, Paul.
It was a good one.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Jackie Lou. I'm behind.
Sean.
Sean who? Oh, hi, Sean. I haven't made it that far yet.
Hi, Paul.
Says, did you get my email to send me that link where you all?
No, I haven't yet, Paul. I'll look at that as soon as we're done here. I've been just sitting and laying down and reading for the last almost 24 hours.
Yeah,
Annotated.
Yeah, I expect to hear a squeal coming from Steve Donahue over that one.
Oh yeah, that's something I want. I'm a big fan of that book. It is excellent. I was really surprised at how effective it was. I mean, I shouldn't have been because it's Stevenson, but I mean, it stuck with me for this last year. It's a book that I thought about a lot.
I've yet to come across a good movie or TV version of it.
Yeah, the movies just aren't done that well because in the book, one of the things I love about it it's kind of a mystery. I mean, it's got a mystery at its core. How is this happening and things like that. But one of the things that they get right in the book that they don't get right in the movie, I think, is that Hyde is not this ugly, monstrous individual. He's just a guy that people look at him and they're like, there's something not right about this guy.
Gives off vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And in the movies,
they always make him into this monster.
They always make him into this monstrous individual where, I mean, I can't tell you a director who could get that right, though, or an actor who could get that right. It's such an abstract concept that I think it would be hard to pull off in a movie. So there hasn't been a movie done for it in a long time, and I'm not sure there'll ever be a good, effective movie. But it's excellent. I mean, even the one from the 30s, which is or the 20s, which is an era of movies that I love, they didn't get it right, in my opinion. I mean, not that it's not a good movie. It's just it isn't the book.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There was a play. It ran as a play, like pretty close to the time the book came out. They turned it into a play, and it ran for a long time. And there was an actor who was super famous in the role, and he was famous for his transformation. The transformation he did between, I guess I'm spoiling things here, but between Jekyll and Hyde was so famous. People would come just to watch that, and like women would faint.
Wow.
Watching him, like he was super, super famous for that. Yeah. And I wish I could remember what his name was, but I remember reading that in a book, and I thought, isn't that interesting? Like to have an actor who that's what he's known for his whole life. He's known for playing that one role.
Wow.
Talk about being typecast.
That's cool though. That's cool. I'd like to see that. But yeah, March Mystery Madness is plugging along. And next week I'm reading. I got to pick out 2 more Sherlock Holmes stories because I'm reading Sherlock Holmes every week. At least two stories. My 2x2s, 2 Sherlock Holmes stories, 2 from another author. Becky's is 2 books by the same author every week. Mine is 2 stories by 2 different authors. So I had never read an Agatha Christie short story. Have either one of you read Agatha Christie's short story collections or anything?
No, I have a collection of like ones that are set in winter around Christmas time, but I didn't get to it this past year. So, but I do have a collection. I just need to get to it.
Okay.
I love Christmas.
So Janelle, how are her short stories? Are they as good as her novels, or?
They're hit and miss, I think. Like sometimes her short stories are phenomenal, and sometimes they're not so much. So it really depends. It depends what you want. Like, so she's got her Harley Quinn short story collection is interesting because Quinn himself is such an interesting character. So if it depends what you want to go for, right? So the Quinn books have like this kind of element of not really paranormal, but just a little bit, nobody's quite sure who Harley Quinn is, so those ones are interesting. You could do like some of the short story collections are just the Poirot short stories. The Poirot short stories tend to be pretty good. As a whole, the Poirot short stories are pretty good. There's a collection of Miss Marple short stories called the Tuesday Murder Club, which are really great. That's a really good collection of short stories.
Okay, I do have the Poirot books somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at. I do have it. But I've got this book. I thought it said it had Agatha Christie. It's this English Country House Murders. Story collection. And it says it has Agatha Christie in it, but I'm not seeing what her story is in here. Because I'm wondering if I can get to that this coming week.
It has lied to you. No, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, say it started with Dom. The Shadow on the Glass, and I'm not sure who the detective is in that, but
That
this
sounds
has
like it could be one of her standalone ones.
okay. I
She's
would
got a
think
lot
that,
of short stories that don't have any of her famous detectives in them.
okay. It's from the mysterious Mr. Quinn.
Oh, well, there you
Yep.
go then. That's the Harley Quinn. Yeah, give that one a try and see what you think of our mysterious Mr. Quinn.
Okay, I'll do this one next week in Agatha Christie week. Definitely. It's like 15 pages. I mean, it's a really short story. So yeah, I definitely will. I'll see what I think about that.
Okay.
I'm a big Christie fan. I've still got a lot to read though. She has a lot more books out than I realized.
Yeah.
She has a ton. She was prolific.
Mm-hmm.
Declan, I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I was kind of reticent at first about it, because the main character, she's my age. She's 42. Now I'm 39, but she's 42. And a lot of times with cozy mysteries, if the woman is past the prime of childbearing age, she's clocked out. she spends her weekends at the bingo club and has turned into a prematurely old woman, and that's it. But this character, like the first 3 pages, dropped the F-bomb, and I'm like, this is a cozy mystery, really?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, but she's an ex-attorney who decided she didn't like being an attorney and bought an herb shop. And she loves the lifestyle, and she's never had kids, never wanted kids, and she's in a not exactly a romantic relationship, but she's got a friend with benefits. And I'm really, really surprised by the fact that it isn't cookie cutter at all. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping that I continue to enjoy it throughout the series, because I'd like to really love this whole series, if that makes sense, because I like the character a lot.
And Becky likes a long series.
I do like a long series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I like long series too. Yeah.
Yeah, this one thing I'm not a big fan of right now about a lot of like the contemporary romances and the alien romances. A lot of them, they're all standalone. They all talk about how this is a standalone series, and I'm like, I don't want a standalone book. I want a whole long series. I want the 4th book in the series to harken back to the 1st book in the series, and I want it to be a long storyline. I love those.
I don't. I'm exactly the opposite. I don't read a whole lot of series books unless they are mysteries. There are some fantasy series that have 15 books in the series, and each book is over 1,000 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
No,
like,
that's outrageous.
That's way too much. Whereas I can read a 15-book series if each book is 250 pages long, 300 pages long. But fantasy, in my opinion, that is a failing of fantasy. Like The Wheel of Time, 15 books, each book is over 1,000 pages. Some of them are 1,200 pages. I just don't understand the draw to something that in depth.
This is too much.
It's too much.
It's LD Jackson. LD Jackson said, I haven't read any mystery so far, and I'm not sure where to start. I've been thinking about Hammett or Chandler. What do y'all think? I've never read any Dashiell Hammett.
Hammett?
Yeah, those are huge.
Hamlet? Did I say Hamlet? Dashiell Hammett.
Yeah, you're not big on the hard boiled, right? Janelle, I haven't heard you talk too much about the hard boiled mysteries.
No, they're not really my jam. I read a Dashiell Hammett last year, The Maltese Falcon.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to give it a fair shot. I hadn't read any really up till then because they just never really appealed to me. I thought I'd give it a shot. and I can see why they're really popular, and Hammett is a good writer. It didn't appeal to me. The tone, it was quite dark, and it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay, yeah, LD Jackson. I would start with The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. I think that is a great place to start with hard-boiled mysteries. Mickey Spillane's another one a lot of people like because, well, the books are shorter. But Red Harvest is another great place to start with Dashiell Hammett. I mean, you can start there as well.
I'm not a hard-boiled reader.
So what does it say, Ben?
It says Sophie Hannah wrote a Christie book called Closed Casket you could look into.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of her.
She's continuing the Poirot books. So she's got a series of about 5 books where Poirot is the main character.
Really?
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. Is it like further adventures of, in a way, does it or is it in the middle of the rest of them?
I don't see how it could be further adventures of.
Okay.
She set them in the 30s.
Okay.
The 30s. Okay.
Unless a miracle happened after the last book.
Yeah. Yeah. Becky read the last Poirot novel last year.
To say I was surprised would be an understatement.
So it was John Barrymore, was the actor who transformed from Jekyll to Hyde in the
John Barrymore. Okay. Yeah.
I saw that in the comments, Sean, and I was gonna ask you to confirm that. So John Barrymore. That was awesome.
Yeah, if anybody has a question about the classic movies and things like that, or classic novels, Sean is a great resource. Go subscribe to Sean D. Standfast. He has a wonderful channel, and he knows a lot about silent film. He's done a lot of book to film, and some of those are silent film based. He's got this great video series of him showing his collection of classic film Blu-rays, things like that. Sean knows his classic science fiction. Sean knows stuff. So yeah, he's a good one to talk to. Whereas Janelle's where I go mysteries. Sure. Janelle, you started your channel, I think about a month after we started ours. Your first video was your TBR for March Mystery Madness, and that was one of our first videos. Was TBR for March Mystery Madness, and I remember seeing that video. I remember it very well, but at the time I don't think I realized it was your very first video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So since you're all talking about mysteries, are any of you fans of James Patterson?
I am.
I'm an ex-fan. I haven't read anything by him in years, so I have no idea if I still am or not.
I am a fan of James Patterson. I think, like we said earlier, I don't think James Patterson writes a whole lot anymore. It's James Patterson with another author, and I think that other author takes cues from Patterson because some of it is pretty Patterson-esque. 2 to 3 page chapters.
I haven't read anything by James Patterson before. But I do want to. I did not that long ago, maybe a year ago, read my first Dean Koontz, and that was interesting.
What did you read? What was the first one you read?
Intensity is what it was called.
Oh, that's a great place to start. That book is intense. Is a great.
It is. Yeah, it's not just hitting the fan; it's flying off of the fan from the start.
Yeah, so, it is. It is pretty nuts. Have you read Koontz, Janelle?
No, I never have. I have read a lot of James Patterson, though. I especially love his early stuff. Like when it was just James Patterson. Like I'm a huge fan of the Alex Cross books, especially the early ones. I've kept reading the series because I do enjoy them, but I've noticed the last couple, I was like, okay, I think maybe it's time to finish this series now because there's too much repetition, it's too much the same. But the early ones are really good. And
Yes,
I also quite like the Women's Murder Club series, especially the early ones again, but I do like it. And I like that I love that idea of being able to get a case from all four of their perspectives. So there's like a detective and a medical examiner and a lawyer and a reporter. And so I love that you get all of those perspectives in a case. I think that makes it interesting.
Yeah, I really like that series.
Christine, if you want a place to start with James Patterson, I would start with the Women's Murder Club. Actually, I think it's some of the best stuff he's written. They're really suspenseful. The first 5 or 6, especially, are very, very good. Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls. I mean, those are classics.
Yeah.
That is really good classic serial killer mystery. It's great, and at the same time, it's incredibly suspenseful. And he's the one that kind of started the 2 to 3 page chapter phenomenon. I mean, it went huge after that.
It works.
He did it, then Dan Brown did it, and quite a few other authors followed suit. Because
it greatly appeals to my ADD.
Yeah.
Well, I find you can read them so fast when the chapters are so short. Like it's just like, you know.
Yeah. 400, 500 pages seems like, well, and it kind of is more like a 500 page book is kind of more like a 350 page book.
Yeah.
You know, Jim, I've never read The Thin Man. I love the movies though.
The Thin Man. Oh yeah. We love them. Yeah, I haven't read Hamas the Thin Man, but we do love the Thin Man movies.
I have read Stephen King's Thinner. That's not exactly related, but
no.
Just I'd offer.
Stormy, I agree with you. I thought Spade was a jerk too.
Yes, he is. Sam Spade. Yeah,
he's a jerkosaurus.
Yeah, he is.
I thought, I just don't think like a main character as an anti-hero just isn't kind of my thing. And so it's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan, I think, of Hard Boiled.
Yeah, Becky's the same way.
Yeah, I have trouble.
Like that.
I have trouble with a main character who is a jerk.
Well, and I don't mean to sound, sexist or anything, but they're not. I mean, I think they would appeal more to men on the whole, a little more than they do to women. Although I know there are women who enjoy them, but for the most part, I would say a man most of the time would enjoy them more.
Spade was kind of a macho, manly man.
Well, I mean, when you look at who played Sam Spade in the movies, I mean, they don't get any more macho than Bogey, Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, the Thin Man movies are hilarious. If anybody's never seen them, they're amazing.
Yeah, the Thin Man. Powell, it's William Powell. Is that the actor's name?
I have no idea.
God, so good.
Have any of you ever read anything by Wendy Webb?
Oh, that name sounds familiar, but I haven't.
That does sound familiar.
She wrote, a lot of them are like very Gothic centered, which I really love. The first one of Wendy Webb that I read, so it's classified as like a thriller mystery, but there's always some paranormal aspect. So the first one I read was The End of Temperance Dare. I was creeped out by that book. You gotta think there's possession, there's hauntings, there's, it's in this, it's kind of like an artist's retreat, but it used to be an asylum for people with tuberculosis. And so, and then you kind of have, just a couple of different things. And she thinks she sees something when maybe she didn't, or she didn't see something when she did. Exactly. And that covers kind of creepy anyway.
That looks scary.
Yeah.
I
had to put it down a few times because it did creep me out. But Wendy, right after that book, Wendy Webb was definitely one that I'm auto-buy now. I love her work.
I am read that for a good Gothic, though. I like a good Gothic story.
Oh yeah, we do too. There is there's a theme that runs through Southern Gothic, which I love. Southern Gothic, Southern American Gothic.
Mm-hmm.
Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell writes horror novels, but he's got this theme of mystery that runs through them, and there's always something in the background you're trying to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael McDowell, in my opinion, is the most underrated horror author in history. Like, the guy was amazing. If anybody likes the movie Beetlejuice, he wrote the screenplay for Beetlejuice. That's what he's known for, but it's not his best work.
Right. Whose audio and video is horrible? I need to know.
Your audio was choppy for a bit, but it's better now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because we live in the black hole of Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in the mountains, which you would think you'd get better internet signal in the mountains. No, you don't.
This place is awful. And what do you think of Peter Lorre in M?
I love the movie M.
I like Peter Lorre. I don't have I seen him?
Yeah, you've seen him. It's about it's one of the first serial killer films.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid of silent and sound, and it was very well done, very very nice. Not exactly a mystery, but kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know this too. How are the Lillian Braun cat mysteries? Because
She has quite a few.
14 of them.
Have you read it?
I have to actually find them.
I haven't yet. I remember when, I was in junior high and my aunt absolutely loved the series and tried to get me to read it. But at that age, I was just not interested in an adult cozy mysteries. I found them boring at that point.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But I definitely want to read those now. So I do have the first one and hope to get to it very soon.
Okay. Have you read them, Janelle?
I haven't. No, I don't tend toward mysteries that involve animals. It's not really my thing.
Okay.
I like the ones that have dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. We're dog people more than cat people. So, we like cats, but Becky cannot have a cat. So.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person out of self-defense. That's all there is to it. Because I'm severely allergic to cats.
Yeah, she'll stop breathing around some cats, and rabbits just about kill her.
I literally cannot be in the same room with a rabbit.
Yeah, I'm more of a cat person, so I don't know. I'll be if I never marry and have kids, I'll be the cat lady down the street with 10 cats in her house. So that'll be me.
That's why I like my romances. Manly man that don't sound like Spade. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I am so far behind on the comments. I'm trying. Just keep talking. It's okay.
No, we're gonna need to wrap it up pretty soon anyway. We still gotta get some reading done.
Look at this. I'm so far behind. I suck.
You did the best we could. We had quite a few people in here, so that's a lot of commenting.
Yeah, I know.
That's good. I love to have a live with a lively chat group. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah,
I want to read the cat.
We're gonna do one of these a week. We're gonna do one of these a week. You're both invited to do this again. To come on with us again if you want to. We enjoyed this a lot, but
it's fun.
Yeah, and I really enjoy March Mystery Madness. I mean, this is one of the highlights of our year. Even though we're not the biggest mystery readers most of the year, I kind of save it for March Mystery Madness because I read a ton of mysteries in March.
And by the end of March, we can't look a mystery in the eye.
For about a month. Yeah, for about a month, I don't read mystery after March Mystery Madness. Now, this year, we have a lot of events coming. We have a horror event coming in May that we're going to be officially announcing pretty soon. We've got some great booktubers, horror tubers who want to do that, and anybody out there who is interested in horror, keep an eye out on that. We could use a couple more co-hosts if we got more horror fans out there who want to do something like that. we leave mystery alone because of March Mystery Madness and mid-year Mystery Madness. We want those to be the mystery things.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to step on any toes with mysteries. But we do fantasy, science fiction, and horror so far. Michael K. Vaughan is doing a Western themed event in June, and I'm so excited about that.
And there's a Spring Fling, which is romance.
Summer Fling,
but
it didn't happen last year.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about romance.
Yeah,
It's
have to do something about
that'd be the best one. Hey, wait a second.
Talking about the horror for a second, Scott, you mentioned a horror event. Have you ever read The Beetle by Richard Marsh?
No, I haven't.
He wrote it the same year as I just blanked out. Bram Stoker. He wrote it the same year Bram Stoker wrote Dracula.
Really?
And but at the time, The Beetle was more popular. And I read it last year in October for Victober, and it was fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good.
Oh, I will be. Is it? It's a mystery novel.
It's a mystery. It's also a horror, because the one that I got from the library, it had all of these introductions and stuff by like some horror something or other. So like it's definitely on the horror side of mystery.
Okay.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, I'm going to read that. I didn't even know it existed. So yeah, that is on my radar now. I will look at that. One of the things I'm going to be doing in May, it is called Horror Mayhem is the name of the event. One of the things I'm going to be doing in May is reading a lot of independent, locally produced horror short stories, because it's kind of a short story event. And do you like horror, Christine?
I'm still trying to find what I like in horror and what I don't. So I'm still fairly new to the horror.
Well, I'll tell you what, May would be a good time because I love a good short story. I love a good horror short story. And that'll be a good time to find authors you like based on the shorts that they do. We love a good short story collection. And
Yeah,
I've got that written down to try and participate in that. So
okay, cool.
Paul, it's Michael K. Vaughan. Who's doing the Western thing.
Yeah, Michael K. Vaughan. Yeah.
But we need to wrap this up.
Yep.
Because I have to make dinner.
Okay.
So Scott, according to Sean, Marsh is a good writer, and anything by him is worth reading. So there you go.
Okay. I'm definitely. I mean, I'm down to read this. I'll put The Beetle in for May for our maybe bring it in the forefront. More people will read it.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a fan of Dracula, but it isn't one of my favorite novels. Yep. But I do like it. Anything in that vein or anything written around that time period is interesting to me. So I'll definitely read that. You say it was the same year as Dracula?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. 1897 is when it was written. So cool.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Well, thank you both for coming on. This was a blast. And thank you for participating in the readathon. Like I said, we're going to do this every week this month. The next one is going to be next Friday and Saturday, 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Sean's in the UK, so he's 5 hours ahead of us, so that makes it kind of difficult for him, but and some other people. But it's still a blast to do if you can. You can also do it during 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. your time. Doesn't really matter. Let me know if you're doing it. I can invite you to the Boxer. We have about 21 or 22 people in there now, and it's growing every month.
It's a lot of fun.
And yep. And then after this we do after this one we do this once a month. So
yep. We try to do it the first Friday and Saturday of every month. Outside of March Mystery madness.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's keeps us from going crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We enjoy it. We enjoy it a lot.
Good.
But we will talk to everybody soon. Thank you for everybody that came into the chat.
Thank
Be
you.
sure and check out An Autistic Reader's channel and Too Fond of Books. They're excellent channels. I mean, you both have a great channel. We've been there since the beginning for both of your channels, and we really enjoy them. So, yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
It was really fun.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the readathon.
And we'll talk to you all soon.
Okay.
Bye, folks.
Bye.